it's about to make these long hauls up there. Brought the motorcycle this time. Got my 6-horse trailer here. I'll have a handful of horses to bring up to New York and one to bring back. This year I'm going to bring the motorcycle, so I'll do all my lessons with the motorcycle, and I will take the truck to haul the trailer. This thing gets about 10 miles to the gallon loaded, and this one right here gets closer to 40. So, and I can fit my saddle in the back on the seat.
Stand by because we're heading out.
Heading out. There's the Mustangs over there. So yeah, so Brooklyn and the twins are going to church. I'll be waking up at what time in the morning? 3 o'clock, 3:30. You want to come out? You can wake up and see me. I'll probably be asleep whenever they get home. I got to work those Mustangs, get them going good. I expect them all to be rock stars when I get back. Pretty little guys. Alright, so keep me a jug of water. It's about, I don't know, 30 gallons or so. Nothing fancy, just something that'll put water in there. Tie a little rope to it so it don't wiggle its way out. Roll down the highway. Been doing it for years with the same old jug. It seems to work. I like putting it on the edge of my truck so I can just tip it over and I'll set the buckets on the ground and it fills them just fine. Things to do when you're getting ready, you know, I check on my air pressure. Put 105 in the front, put 100 in the back. Probably don't need 100 in the back because I'm not hauling that heavy of a load, but it's better, especially if it starts getting hot. You don't want tires getting hot, so I check the tires and make sure that put grease in the bearings. I have lost a tire on the trip, so I know to check. I ruined a spindle, and it cost me a lot. On my other trailer, it's got torsion axles, and then torsion axles are expensive when you mess up a spindle. It ended up being about $1,300 to fix, when I could have fixed it with just maybe, I don't know, $15 bearing and a little bit of grease. So I think actually it was sealed bearing, so it was a little more expensive of a bearing, but still, even if it was 100, it's a lot cheaper than $1,300. See that wet spot? That is fuel leaking on the ground. I have to leave at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I have to fix that. All right, so I was able to get it underneath there. Got everything fixed. Ended up being a piece of a hose that rubbed against another hose. It's return line, so it wasn't under pressure. So I was able to patch it up, and it is not leaking. And so, yeah, back on our trip. That's how it works. You got to leave early in the morning to go on a long trip. Something is going to break. 3:20 a.m. Bringing my bags out to the truck. Get it started. Ready to go. It's my daughter's awesome stinking truck right there. She picked her out of cool. My dogs are all barking at me because they're wondering who's out this early. I don't blame them. Anybody who's out this early is ridiculous. I'm gonna pile all my stuff in here. Ugh. Look at old Harvey. Hey, Louie. Louie, you got crazy red eyes. All right, turn this rascal on here. Last few days making sure all these running lights were up to par. Okay, so hang this big old bag there. They got their bucket of water they'll get to as they eat down this bag. I have alfalfa in it. I've tried grass hay before, but it seems like I can drive all the way to Pennsylvania or New York or something, and from Texas, and when I get there 2 days later they still have a bag full of hay. So what I've started to do is I tried alfalfa, and I've noticed they'll eat it all on almost on the first day, and they'll drink a lot. It really drives them to water, and so I would like them to stay hydrated. You know, the other option is grass hay, and they end up having it, like I said, left over when I get there, and their water bucket will usually be full after the entire day of driving, and I do not like that. All right, grab me a couple halters here. There we go. That's them, Big Gray. So my horses, they split. That's Brooklyn's little Mustang right there. He says, what the heck is that bright thing shining at night? It's a UFO. So I put a round bell that splits my horses' pens, so they get free choice 24 hours a day, which is what horses were supposed to get originally. It helps to keep them from getting ulcers and things like that. Yeah, they stay a lot calmer. I used to feed twice a day, and I noticed the horses were a little more on the anxious side. So I started giving them free choice, and all of a sudden, everybody was calmer. So I just continue to do that. These two right here. What? There's Sally, and there's Pete. I know Pete said that light is bright, huh, Pete? Yep. So these guys are good and trained and gentle. Sally is a Mustang. She is one that I started as a 15-year-old. You can see her brand there. Look, I she can show it to you. It's kind of in the glare. You can barely see it, but she was a 15-year-old Mustang that I started under saddle, and she has been a very, very nice mare. Yep. All right, let me get these guys haltered and get back to the trailer. All right, so we have Sally in there. Sally likes it in here. Just tell. Sally, you are dirty, but I'm not cleaning you off and making you pretty at 3:30 in the morning. Sorry, love. So everybody's loaded in here, and I climb around to the outside on the side of the trailer, or if I'm in a trailer with drop-down windows, I might use a step stool or something like that. So I climb on side of the trailer. I like to tie them from the outside, and the reason being is inside the trailer is the most dangerous place that you can be. So you can get in trouble when the horse, if a horse were to set back when you're in there, and they can possibly pull and smash you against the wall after you get them tied. Or if let's just say you don't have dividers and you have them in the back and you tie them and they start to back out, and then their foot slides underneath the back of the trailer, and then they step back up and possibly break their leg. So I go from the outside, climbing in through the passenger side on this rascal because it's easier. So I got my pillow, got my blanket, extra jacket, and all my clothes in my hanging bag, extra cowboy hat, one cold weather, one warm weather, snacks for the road, Red Bull. I don't normally drink that stuff unless I'm on a road trip. If I'm on a road trip, I will drink Red Bull because it actually does keep you awake. But I don't think it's good for you to drink all the time. All right, so got the backup camera there. Watch my motorcycle and make sure that thing doesn't fall out. That's important. It's got night vision, so I'll be able to see it. And that's it. We will hit the road. First stop of the day, Buc-ee's. Horses seem to be good back there. This place is huge. We got gas pumps. We go on quite a bit. I come here for the restrooms. They're like the nicest ones. All right, all done. This place is so big you park at the gas pumps. You don't even use the parking space. Oh, Buc-ee's. Picked up some beef jerky, some peppered. Check the bike real quick, make sure it's staying there. Check the horses, make sure they're all fours. horses seem to be all right. Feed's eating. I like to sometimes come by and touch the tires, make sure nothing's getting hot. Touch the bearings, make sure they're not getting hot. Check these tires, check the bearings. You put your hand, you have a bearing going out, you're gonna know it'll light you on fire. That's better than a wheel falling off. All right. Stopping to meet Vern and Verdi to pick up a couple saddles. Got his saddle shop over here. They make all their saddles. So we're going here and grab 2 saddles that I'll be bringing to New York. Just got done with Vernon. Got 2 brand new saddles bound for New York. We're about to get back on the interstate. Hopefully I'll make it past Knoxville today. Got quite a drive ahead of us. Just crossed the state line into Arkansas. Pushing on through. Part of Arkansas I'm going through doesn't have a whole lot of scenic things to see. Kind of have to go north for that. The prettiest thing I get to see is Little Rock, and that ain't that pretty. But I should be in Tennessee before you know it, and then it starts getting pretty, especially when you get into those mountains. The mountains of Tennessee are beautiful. All right, so we had another stop. Got these guys watered. Everybody seems to be happy. You see her? Seems to be happy. Mr. Pete right there. Yeah, we do a little inspection around here, make sure the trailer tires are all good. Make sure stuff's not getting overheated. Make sure I don't have any obvious low tires. Bike seems to be holding up well. Alright, while I'm parked over here, I'll grab me a snack out of there. I'll save that for tonight. My wife gave me a bunch of different meats and stuff. I'm actually interested in the yogurt. And I typically don't drink energy drinks. I'm not a daily energy drink guy, but on the road they will get you away. I think if you take these things and drink them daily, you don't get any benefits from them. But if you use them when needed, like when you're gonna pass out from driving hours, then it doesn't hurt to pull one out. So yeah, this will be my lunch: Greek yogurt and Red Bull, and I'll drink water too. I'll be kind of semi-healthy. We are coming into Memphis, Tennessee. I would say come and visit, but I don't want to put my friends' lives in danger. Here, Memphis is a pretty rough area. Okay, I made it out of Memphis with all the tires on my trailer. If you've ever been here, this place has got some serious potholes. You could probably lose a small child in them. We were coming through here one time years ago, me and my 2 oldest daughters, and right as we were getting out of the main part of the city, I looked back and there was smoke coming from my rear passenger side tire on my trailer. So I pulled over, jacked the trailer up, and the wheel fell off. And it was at that moment I knew something was terribly wrong. So I found me a trailer shop, said, hey, I need this fixed. They said, no problem, we can fix that in 2 weeks. And that's when I said, I have a clinic in 2 days. I have to be over there in Pennsylvania. So I called my dad up and I said, hey Dad, what are you up to? He says, nothing much. I said, hey, I need you to do me a favor. He said, what's that? I need you to get your truck and your trailer. I need you to drive about 9 or 10 hours to Memphis, Tennessee. So he jumped in a truck with a friend of mine, took his trailer. It was about 6 o'clock, I guess, whenever we came through. Actually, I guess it was more like 3. We come through, and they made it to Memphis at about 4:30 in the morning. Swapped trailers and moved the horses over. I took his trailer the rest of the way. He took my trailer back home on 3 wheels, and we were back at it. And that's when I realized the importance of greasing your trailer bearings every 10,000 miles. Expensive mistake. I am heading into a massive storm. So this is the first time my GPS has ever told me go a different route because it's going to rain. They wanted to reroute me to